I'll place 3 images on the screen and you can probably tell that these were created by AI. And yes, I created these images with the help of AI for my WordPress blog. But the best part is that I did not leave my WordPress dashboard to create these images. And in this video, I'm going to show you how AI SEO's new AI image generator feature can save you a ton of time, money, and a lot of energy. So as I said, I use All-in-One SEO's AI image generator to create these images. Now you might know AI SEO as the SEO plugin, and yes, all the SEO features are still there. You can optimize your blog posts and everything else, but AI SEO has introduced some AI features which helps you solve problems. You can rewrite blog content, summarize it, and do FAQs and a lot of things to help you increase the traffic on your website. And the new AI image generator feature is the feature that will help you even better, or I'd say help you do content creation even faster. So there are a couple of advantages of using AI SEO's image generator. First of all, if you use any kind of professional image creation, then you have to usually pay a subscription. The free tier is quite limited. But in terms of AI SEO, you're not paying a subscription, you're paying for credits, and credits don't expire. You don't have to renew. So only for what you create is what you pay for. So it saves you money, and you don't have to leave the dashboard inside WordPress. Everything happens there, and everything that you do automatically gets saved to your media library. So you don't have to hunt around for images. You don't have to download them to your computer, then upload, and it saves you a lot of time. So let me show you how it works and how you can get access to it immediately and start using it on your website. So here's a simple blog post I've created, and by design, I created a blog post that's very, very niche. So it's a cottagecore garden in a Mediterranean climate, which is a very niche topic because that's where the problem happens. If you go to any, let's say, free stock website or even stock websites, they won't find, or you won't be able to find images like this unless you click images on your own, which also might be, depending on the topic, a little challenging. So I picked a topic which is very niche so I can show you how to generate the images. So first of all, you'll need All-in-One SEO's one of the pro versions. If you have that installed, then you can start using the image generation feature. Otherwise, you can go to the website, make a purchase, install and activate the plugin using your license key and get started. Even if you're not paying for credits, you'll get some credits for free, and then you can renew your credits however you feel like. So similar to how you access All-in-One features, All-in-One SEO's features by going into the bottom of the page where the All-in-One SEO settings are. You can see the general settings, the social settings, all the settings remain the same, but the AI content feature is particularly new. So if you go to AI content, you'll find actually a lot of different features. So the AI assistant is pretty powerful. You can write content, do outlines, do research, a lot of things. I've demonstrated a couple of these features in a previous video. I'll link that in the description. But specifically in this video, I'm going to talk about the image generator feature. It's actually very, very useful. So usually what you can do is just click generate image, start typing a prompt. And this is the prompt generator, or not a prompt generator. This is where you insert the prompt and create an image. Let me explain the settings to you first, how it works. So of course you have the prompt here. You can optimize the prompt with any other AI if you like, but usually All-in-One SEO does a very good job of interpreting the prompt in my testing. And you have the quality metric. So you can do the quality as low, medium, or high, depending on what you're doing. If it's just a thumbnail image, you can keep it low, but if you want a high resolution image, you can go for it. Then next comes the style. This is very important to understand because this will completely change the image, or in terms of the visual quality, not the quality, the visual style. So even in the beginning of the video when I showed you 3 different images, they were created with 3 different styles. So you can see the difference here. So if I show you the styles, you'll understand what kind of styles happen. So you can leave it to auto. So the prompt will decide and All-in-One SEO will decide what kind of the style will look best. Otherwise, 3D render, cinematic, creative, illustration, minimalist, stock photo, and vibrant. Stock photo is more real. So if you want just a realistic looking photo, you can go for that. 3D render also looks very real in terms of the depth, but of course it will look like an actual render, but not a stock image. And other ones you can completely work with. You can do illustrations and all that. And the next comes the aspect ratio. So 3 aspect ratios are supported. The landscape 3:2, which is typically normal for a blog post. Then you have the portrait, and you also have a square. So if you're generating images for social media that you want to share directly with All-in-One SEO's direct like sharing feature, then you can use that. Otherwise, the landscape is best for usual blog posts. So these are the features. Now let me just type in a prompt here so that I can just show you how accurately All-in-One SEO interprets the prompt, and we're going to do a couple of tests so that you can see how it works. All right. So here's the prompt I've written. A man stands in the middle of the cottagecore garden in a Mediterranean country. The time of the day is noon, mildly cloudy, diffuse sunlight falls on his face, and it's a medium angle shot. So the few things to keep in mind is that be descriptive of the prompt. So if you define what the scenery looks like, for example, here, a man stands in the middle of the cottagecore garden is pretty descriptive of what I'm looking for, but what kind of lighting is it? So I define lighting in 2 ways, that it's noon so that the ambient lighting is set, And I also specified that diffuse sunlight falls on his face, so how his face will be lit up, and what kind of camera angle shot it is, so that you can kind of define it. So the more descriptive you are with the prompt, the better the outcome will be based on what you like. But you can also enter a general prompt. For example, if I just said a man stands in the middle of a cottage go garden, it would still work, but then I might think after watching the image that, hey, maybe I just wanted to do that. So you can always obviously change it around. So that's what the settings are. In terms of the quality, I'm keeping the quality to high just to show you what it looks like. The style to stock photo, and the aspect ratio I've kept to 3:2. So let's generate this image, and I'll show you a couple of additional styles as well. So the image is now created. Let me insert that in the blog post. I'll zoom in a bit so you can see the image clearly, and you'll see how well it adheres to the prompt. So let's insert the image. And now you can probably see that it adheres to the prompt completely. It's completely the kind of cottage gore garden you're looking for. The man is in the center. It's a medium shot. It's a well-lit environment. It's a cloudy day. Lighting is pretty diffused on his face, so no harsh shadows, and it's a medium shot. So that's how accurate you need to be, or I'd say you don't need to be, but if you have a specific scene in mind, you can define it absolutely clearly, and the prompt adhesion is absolutely perfect. And since I use the stock image style, it looks photo real as well. So that's where the styles come into play. So let's try the same prompt again, or a similar prompt in an illustration style. Many of the blog posts that you see probably use an illustration style as the cover image. So let's try to create a cover image with the illustration style. So here's a sample prompt that I just came up with. A group of people enjoying a cup of tea in a cottage-go garden in their estate in a Mediterranean country. It's bright and sunny, and the shot is taken from a drone which is flying around 15 meters from the ground. Because I wanted to take a kind of a top shot, but I couldn't describe how the top shot would look like. So I just thought of a drone shot. So I described the drone shot as around 15 meters in height. So that gives me a good vision. Of course, the prompt you decide to write depends on what you're trying to achieve. I'm just trying to show here how specifically the prompt adherent works. And of course, the quality I've still stuck with high, and I've changed the style to an illustration style. So let's create this image and see how it looks. And now the image generation is done. Let's go or insert the image in the blog post so you can see the zoomed in version, and you'll see how beautiful it is. So let's click the insert button here. And now you can see it's a perfectly drawn illustration based on the angle angle and the kind of thing I described perfectly. You can see the difference between the stock image quality and the illustration quality, not the quality, but the style, that how you can define and you can create a variety of stock images. And there's one more cool feature in the AI SEO image generator, which is image editing. So let me show you how it works. So to edit an image, that's, for example, I've created this image and I want to change it. So I'll click on the image and you'll see the pop-up, or as a floating bar, and then you have the edit with AI image here. So I'll click here and it'll open up the same, say, prompt window, and you'll have this option to choose between quality, and you can add a prompt here. So now what you can do is, instead of creating the entire prompt again, you just have to add a couple of additional details that you like. For example, if the example prompt here says, give the dog a hat, and the idea that came to me, hey, let's add a couple of dogs in the background. So I'll give it the same prompt. So a simple prompt here, add 3 dogs playing in the background near the house, and I've not added any additional details because the visual quality and everything else has already been decided, or I say not decided, but I already created that. So I'll just do that and click regenerate, and the new image is generated. Let's insert it into the blog post and compare and see the difference. So here's the original image. Oops. Oh, additionally, I forgot that I was just replacing the original image. So I can't do a comparison, but you can see the image, the new image looks very similar to the old image. The style is the same. Instead of 3 dogs, it added 4 dogs. More dogs are always better, right? So looks perfect, and the image generation works best. So I showed you 2 use cases. I created a new image and I created an illustration, then edited the illustration. But what about editing existing images? You can actually do that as well. So if you see my screen here, I just downloaded this image from Unsplash, which is a free stock website. And let's say I wanted to showcase an image with a human in it. So I just take this image and I go to the AI image generator, which is the modifier here. And again, I can add a prompt, which let me add it here. So here's the additional prompt I've written. A young man in winter clothing, covered in ice, cold, visible from head to toe. And this is the reference image. So now I'll just add that prompt to an image which I just downloaded from another stock website. And let's regenerate the image. And I'm going to keep the quality to medium so you can experience what the quality looks like. And let's recreate the image. So the image is generated. It did not actually adhere to the prompt perfectly, which is visible from head to toe. I wanted to have the complete image on the screen, but this one works as well. Let's compare how it looks like from a perspective of quality, because I'm using medium quality right now. So this is what it looks like. And I think I chose these, didn't change the the style because it was an existing image. So it matched the style of the existing image, which looks photoreal in this case. And I think it's a pretty good image. If you would generate this from scratch, it will look great as well. So that's what the image generator does, and image editor also does. If you just use any stock image, you can do all three. So you can generate image from scratch and edit the generated images again with your specific prompt in a variety of styles, and then edit existing stock images with the help of the prompt as well. So that's how the all-in-one SEO AI image generator works. You can do 3 use cases that I explained. You can generate new images based on the quality. You can edit existing images you created with the image generator. And also, you can take existing stock images and combine it with the power of AI to generate new stock images. And of course, all-in-one SEO has more features except for image generation. So you have the AI assistant, you have social post creator, FAQs, key points, titles, and meta descriptions, and some of which I've described in this video right here. So make sure to watch this after you've finished watching this video. You're watching Raj from Global Beginner. I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.